Welcome to this fast action training with regards to having hypnosis clients results that stand the test of time. And today I'm going to give you a really good example with regards to how to apply this in a session using an example of a client coming to you with, for example, social anxiety. So definitely tune in. This is an amazing and super powerful conversational hypnosis principle that you can apply ASAP to your next sessions. And I used to be one of those hypnotists who were like, I really hope that this worked. I really hope that this worked. I hope that they come to me after during the follow-up and say that they've had an amazing result. But the power of what I'm going to teach you right now is for you to have that knowing and certainty that within that session, even if it's your first session with this client, you will know that their life will never be the same again in a positive way. And the client that you're helping with social anxiety is actually going to put themselves out there, start putting themselves in social situations and enjoying it. So this principle is called testing. And this testing method is something that was not really taught in my traditional trainings, which was really crazy now that I think about it, that this is not taught. One of the reasons why our clients need multiple sessions and why our clients may come back with a problem, or if they have like a social anxiety problem, now they have a drinking problem. Even though they're social and we fix that social anxiety, and now they feel like they have to have alcohol to socialize, and that's not really the best result for the client, right? We want to be able to give them the best transformation ever that goes beyond the superficial thing that they came up to us with. And so with the testing process, there are two types of testing: the situational testing and emotional testing. This testing process happens officially at the end of your session. So even if you're not using a conversational hypnosis right now, it doesn't really matter. The faster and the as soon as you actually apply this testing method to your hypnosis sessions, your results are going to profoundly change. So whatever method you're using, use that method. But at the end, before you're done, carve out 5-ish, maybe 10 minutes at the end with your client and test them. And situational testing, as the name simply implies, we're going to test the situations as to which their problem used to occur. And then emotional are the emotions that they're feeling with regards to their problem that they have talked about to us about either in their discovery call or during the session themselves. So a client comes and they have social anxiety, and they say that their anxiety is really high, especially during special occasions. And this social anxiety is usually just worse when they are with certain family members or family in general. They get more stressed out. They're okay with friends, but any type of family or new situations. But they really, really want to be able to hang out with their family without getting very anxious. And so they're talking about, Easter is the next holiday coming. So for Easter, they are talking about how worried they were. You did your work, you helped them. At the end, you're going to test and say, okay, John Doe, Easter is coming in a month-ish or so, how many weeks from now? How do you think you're going to be when you have Easter dinner with your family? That's it. That's a simple question, right? And that really tests to see if the session worked. Because then, depending on that answer, you will know that great, we've helped them already. And it gets them to start thinking about what they're going to do in the future. It really starts that neuroplasticity process as well. And they can start seeing their problems differently, and then they can form solutions also that help them a lot faster. So ask the different situations that they've already told you about. Really start with those first, the utilizing the things that your clients have told you. And maybe they also said, when I meet new people at the gym, I have this anxiety. And you just say, okay, like, when is your next gym? Oh, it's tomorrow. How are you going to be when someone comes up to you and asks you to spot them? Like, how are you going to feel? That's more emotional too, asking them how they feel. But just open it up. Like, how are you? What's going to happen if someone asks you to spot them? Are you going to do it? That's more of a situational type testing question. And then moving into emotional, you can take that same method of questioning and then ask them, okay, how would you feel if someone, asks you for a spot or asks you to work together in either the same machine at the gym or whatever. You're in a group class, or you said you've been wanting to take the classes at the gym, the yoga classes. Are you going to be okay? There's going to be people there. There might be a lot of people there too. It might be crowded. How are you going to feel, right? And that same example as well in terms of emotional testing, you can also ask that client who has the anxiety with their family members to be like, okay, so Easter dinner is coming. You know that your least favorite aunt is going to be there because she comments on the weight you've gained. And how are you going to feel if your aunt is going to make comments about your weight? Very, very powerful testing question there, and use this line of questioning because this can give you so much juice when it comes to your sessions, and you'll really, really help clients in a more profound way, because just by looking at the questions that I asked there, wouldn't that be a powerful thing for them to empower themselves to find a solution for? And if your session actually worked and your client goes like, I don't really care about my aunt who comments about my weight, I'll just tell her to fuck off, right? Like, having that empowerment or whatever it is that fits their personality, it can be a very, very powerful transformation, and will take your transformations up a new level and can be really, really meaningful for your clients. I just talked to an old client a few weeks ago and caught up. We had her session a few months ago now. Yeah, a few months ago now. And during the testing process, I'm a very difficult tester. So I will ask questions that are very, very difficult. And when we got caught up and she talked to me about the amazing things that are happening in her life, she actually said, I was really grateful that you asked me those really tough questions. And, she didn't know that it was part of testing, but it was. She was grateful that I was able to ask her that questions, because that questions that were very difficult for her, that she didn't necessarily like, because when I asked her the potential question of what could happen, and it actually did happen for her, when it did happen, she was able to deal with it from a place of solidity. She was able to accept it, and she was able to move forward from it and take action. Whereas before, it would have sent her down the rabbit hole. But because I asked that testing question, she was like, thank you. It did happen. I didn't get what I wanted, but how I dealt with it was so much better. I didn't go down the rabbit hole. I actually just kept going and refined the plans and the strategy that I was doing so that I could get better. And so that is a truly transformational thing. So never, ever, ever hesitate, or don't underestimate the power of asking really tough questions, which usually comes up during the testing process, because they're super transformational for our clients, and you just want to help your clients faster, right? And even better, create deeper, meaningful connections. And we want that neuroplasticity to start as early as soon as they leave the session, which is what this testing process will do. And so if you have any questions at all or any comments, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you later. Let's make a massive impact together, one conversation at a time.